Golf on Mars, like its predecessor Desert Golfing, is a game that's easy to dismiss. At a glance, it looks like hundreds of other mobile golf games. Even if you know about the procedural generation, you might be thinking, yeah, whatever, seen it before. But think about what specifically is being procedurally generated in other games. In Golf on Mars, the generated landscape directly dictates the gameplay to an unusual degree. And it's not divided into screens, it's seamless, and it goes on for literally billions of holes, apparently. And like every aspect of Golf on Mars, it is very well executed. But that doesn't mean I love the game. I never felt the magic of desert golfing the way some people did. I can appreciate the beautiful simplicity of it and the way that simplicity is used to make a golf game surprisingly artful. There's a cool game design lesson there that when you make your game simpler and quieter, you leave room for players to interpret everything and find meaning. You can then use a very light touch to encourage that, something as simple as gradually changing the color palette, and players will be much more likely to read into it as significant and meaningful. It's also just refreshing to play a game that's so brutally honest about what it is. No distractions, no alternate game modes. The game isn't trying to trap you or get you hooked on the grind or even hooked on improving your score. You just play golf, and either you like it or you don't. So yeah, I love that about desert golfing, but for me that can't carry a game. I don't really care to play even 50 holes of ultra-minimalist mobile golf, as clean and pleasant as it is. Fortunately, Golf on Mars is a lot better in that regard. As soon as I realized I could control the spin, it opened up a whole world of possibilities. And because you have more control over your shots, the algorithm is allowed to create some fairly complex challenges. The desert of desert golfing gets pretty crazy thousands of holes in, but the geology of Mars is almost immediately bizarre. Soon you'll also get things like cacti, water, and clouds that give you a few more neat little tricks to figure out. These additions were exciting enough to make me want to play more, but importantly, they don't dominate the experience. You'll still spend a lot of time thinking about how to deal with just a simple slope. And that works because every physics parameter is tuned to perfection. For example, the deceleration of the ball when rolling on sand. It's not annoyingly slow, but slow enough to create those moments where you're not sure if it's quite going to make it into the hole, and it feels amazing when it does, or hilariously frustrating when it doesn't. I'd say I had a pretty good time with the first 800 holes or so. Plenty of those 800 were not all that interesting, but once I got the basics down, it was easy to get into the flow of it. Then occasionally it gave me a really nice hole that felt like a totally new problem. But in the amount of time I was willing to spend with Golf on Mars, I didn't find much of the kind of subtly radical design of its predecessor. Sure, lots of ideas are carried over, but it needed to do something new to be as striking as desert golfing was when it came out. This is a game that did exactly what it set out to do, and does it better than anything else out there, but what it set out to do is too familiar. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.